Welcome to Typing with TTJ of www.ttjtech.biz. Let's get started. All right, everybody, welcome. This is lesson number 1 on our typing. If you're new to a mechanical keyboard, we think it's very important for you to learn how to properly type. We're going to take this very slowly. In this first lesson, we're going to introduce you to what is called the home row of your keyboard, and we're going to teach you the F and the J, F as in Foxtrot, J as in Juliet, as well as the spacebar and the return key. And if you're a voiceover user, you already know about the VO keys, the control and option keys. We're going to come to those much later, but you're already familiar with where they're located. Now, before we get started, I will remind you that VoiceOver offers a keyboard help mode. You can access that by pressing VO and the letter K. So that's, in other words, control and option with the letter K. You use that same command to turn it on as you do to turn it off. And when you have keyboard help on, you can type any of the keys to hear VoiceOver speak what they are. And that's important if you want to just play around with your keyboard and begin to get familiar with it. When you're going to start our typing exercises here in a moment, we're going to recommend that you use an app like Pages or Notes or TextEdit, whatever you're comfortable with, and just get into a blank document so that you can type. Now, I know that it's automatically going to capitalize the first letter. I know it's going to say a lot of these things are misspelled because really there's no such word as FFF or anything like that. You can just ignore all of that for now. And we're going to turn things over to my mom here, to Kathy Volbricht, who's going to introduce you now to the home row and to the keyboard.
Okay, everyone. Hello, and let's get started. We are going to learn about the home row. The home row is actually the second row above the space bar. So to easily find the home row keys, the best thing to do is to go to that second row above the space bar, and if you feel across the keys, to find the J position, which is one of the letters we're going to learn today, there should be a little raised line under the letter J on that key. So that is where your index finger is going to go with the right hand. Then the middle finger is going to be on the K, which is next to it. The L is going to be the next finger with the ring finger. And finally, the semicolon is with your pinky finger on the right hand. So what we have is J, K, L, semicolon, and that is it with your right hand. Then we're going to go to the left hand and we're going to try to find the letter F, which again is, if you take, I say 2 keys to the left of the J, you'll find your F. And that should have a little raised line so you can identify where the F is at all times. And what we'll do is we'll put our index finger on the F. We'll go to the next one, which is your middle finger on the D. And this is with your left hand, mind you. Then we'll go to the ring finger with your S and the pinky finger with your A. And you must rest your fingers lightly on those keys. So again, your left hand will be F, D, S, A, and then on the right hand it's J, K, L, semicolon. And then for your positioning, when you have to go to a new line after I dictate what you're going to practice, you're going to have to press a return key. And your return key is going to be 2 keys to the right of your pinky finger on the right hand, and that is the longest rectangle key. So you'll need to stretch. You don't want to take your hand off the home keys at any point in time. Just rest them there, and you need to stretch your pinky finger to the return key and bring it back. And also, the space bar key, as I said, is the long key on the bottom, probably above a trackpad if you're using a MacBook.
And this is a very important point, too, because even if you don't have a keyboard with a trackpad, we want to make sure we keep our wrists just slightly elevated. That's especially important with a trackpad, so we're not bumping that inadvertently. But either way, proper typing would definitely dictate that we keep our wrists up. Don't let them sort of sag too much. Now, I know some keyboards have deliberately designed gel rests and palm rests and things of that nature. And, in between typing, that's fine. But when we're actually typing, we want to make sure we keep those wrists up. All right, let's review now one more time. We're going to go over these letters again. Remember, both index fingers or pointer fingers are going to be positioned on the keys with the raised lines. And so in the left hand, that's F with the raised line at the bottom of the key. And at the right hand, it's the letter J for our index finger. So now with our left hand, we have the pinky finger on the letter A. And just for your reference purposes, there's probably one key to the left of that. That's usually the caps lock key. But still, your pinky is on A. Your ring finger of the left hand is on S as in Sierra. Your middle finger of the left hand is on D as in Delta. And of course, that pointer finger on that left hand is on F as in Foxtrot. And we know we're positioned correctly because of the raised line under the pointer finger on the letter F. Now, we're going to skip two keys, the G and the H. We'll deal with those in a later lesson at another time. But then we're going to have our right hand positioned with the pointer finger or the index finger on the letter J. So you'll have a raised line there on that key, followed by the letter K with the middle finger, L as in Lima with the ring finger, and of course the semicolon with the pinky finger. Again, you can stretch two keys over to the right for the return key when we need that. And remember, the space bar will be pressed with our thumbs. Back to Mom.
Okay, and then with your right hand to the right, two keys to the right of your pinky finger on the right hand, that is your return key, and it's a long rectangle. Okay, and both thumbs are going to rest on the space bar. Do not press all the keys at one time when you're trying to press one key at a time as we're going to dictate, because then you'll get all keys pressing at the same time and trying to type at the same time, and that, of course, won't make any sense. So the first two letters we're going to learn are the F and the J. And as I said, there should be a raised line on the F in your left hand and a raised line on the J in your right hand. And at all times, keep your fingers on all keys and just press the letter I say. To do this, I'm going to say the letter. You're going to repeat what I say, and then you're going to type what you said. And I'll give you time so that we can go to the next letter. If I say, for instance, F, F, F space, you're going to say F, F, F space as you type it, and then wait for me to say the next letter. So here we go. F, F, F space. F, F, F space. F, F space. F, F space. F space. F space. F, F space. F, F space. F space. F, return. We're going to now go to the letter J, which is your right hand, and you should feel that little line on the J. And again, we're just going to press the J. J, 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 space. J, 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 space. J, J, space. J, J, space. J, space. J, space. J, J, space. J, J, space. J, space. J, return. And finally, the last line is going to be a combination of the letters F and J. Keep your fingers on the home row at all times. F, F, F space. J, J, J space. F, F space, J, J space, F space, J space, F, F space, J, J space, F space, J, return. Now, how did that feel, everybody? Was that easy enough? Because if it was, we're just going to practice the letters F and J one more time. And this time we're going to mix the combination. We're going to alternate from the left to the right hand from time to time, but we're only ever going to do the letters F and J. So if you're ready, we will continue. F, F, F space. F, F, F space. J, J, J space. J, J, J space. F, F, F space. J, J, J space. J, J space. F, F space. J, J space. F space. J, return. F, F, F space. F, F, F space. J, J, J space. J, J, J space. F, F, F space. J, J, J space. F, F space. J, J space. F, F space. J, J space. F space. J, return. F, F, F space. F, F, F space. J, J, J space. J, J, J space. F, F, F space. J, J, J space. F, F space. J, J space. F, F space. J, J space. F space. J, return. And that concludes our practice of the letters F and J.
All right, we want to thank Mom for all your help here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and make sure you visit us on the web at ttjtech.biz to register for our classes and to get more information. God bless you, everybody. See you next time.